What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Goldblooded podcast, episode 18. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to cover. There was no last week episode, so we are technically doing like a double. There's a lot of games that's been had. There's a lot of things we need to talk about. There's things that are currently happening as of tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, that will be pretty astronomical in terms of the Golden State Warriors basketball team, fans, and players. So yeah, man, a lot to cover this week and throughout last week as well. Before we even get into anything, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications to be notified when we upload as well. If you're wondering, again, where we record these great podcasts as well live, you could come through for the playback.
Luscious.
No, I was going to, but I'm not going to. Make sure to pull up to the playback.tv/goldblooded. The link will be in the description as well. Make sure to follow the Twitter for all notifications and even highlights and videos of anything that we're doing live on Goldblooded as well. But before we get into anything, we know we got to ask our beloved Goldblooded members, my guys, Gifted, Denver. How are we doing this week, man? How are we doing, bro? Denver? Sorry, I should be more specific. Yeah, that's my bad.
I'm doing pretty good, man. Pretty good.
That's good, man. You should talk to me, man.
I can't complain, man. You know what I'm saying? This Puma hoodie's becoming my new personality. Very comfortable fabrics. I'm feeling great, man. Excited to watch basketball in this hoodie. I'm lit.
You sponsored?
No.
You sure?
Working towards it, though. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to LaMelo. You know what I'm saying? Big game in the Puma brand as well. Always loved Pumas growing up.
Okay, so shout out to Puma if you want to sponsor us somehow, some way. Hey, man, we don't mind a little care package, you feel me? But anyways, to get into the swing of things, man, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. We're going to go through some of these games rather quickly because there's 2 weeks worth of games that we didn't cover for you guys. So let's start off with the week before this week. So we played New Orleans twice, and we played the Houston Rockets as well. We played New Orleans twice at home in a baseball series, and our first of the 5-game road trip that we just had was in Houston as well. So to get into the swing of things, let's talk about that first initial game against the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm going to just pull up the score really quickly here. So in the first game, we won 89-104. In a rather controlling fashion. I thought it was a pretty solid game. I remember a few key points from that game in particular that were pretty good. Oh, I'm so sorry. I realized that it's the actual second game. That's not the first game. This is the first game. 106-124. This is the Buddy Hield. This is the Buddy Hield masterclass, actually.
Where he dropped 19 in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, this is the Buddy Hield masterclass where he went absolutely bonkers. But let's talk about this game really quickly because, like I said, there's a lot of games, so we do need to cover the. I'll say the games that don't matter because they weren't marquee.
Basically, the games that were only shown on Tubi.
No, this game was actually on TNT.
This is a Tubi game, though.
I know what you mean, but
yeah,
just to get into the swing of things, 106-124. From what I remember in this game, because it was a little bit ago, Buddy Hield, best player on the floor that night. Obviously, Steph Curry went out. He was injured during this game, dealing with his ankle issues as well because of the Clipper game. And I believe this was actually the first game without Steph during the start of the season. So we dominated the Pelicans. Zion, I remember specifically in this game, had a sensational game. We could not guard him at all, specifically Draymond. Draymond was getting destroyed by Zion Williamson with single coverage. Well, to be fair, it's Zion, so not a lot of people can really guard him when it comes to one-on-ones. But Buddy Hield, absolute masterclass. Lindy Waters played immense during this game. Came in, gave us the spark we needed to actually rally up and be able to close out this game. But what are some key takeaways from you guys in this game? I know we're gonna keep it brief for these particular games, but anything that stood out to you in particular?
Buddy Hield is really good at basketball.
Very, very good. You have to talk to me, man.
Bad team. I like that we were able to beat them by a lot. They're not a good team. They have been very underwhelming to start their year, but I think last year we had a lot of moments where we played bad teams and couldn't beat them or just, outright dominate them. And to see that early on with no Steph at all playing is pretty big. I mean, going 3-0 without Steph when it looks so bleak after the Clippers loss is definitely a good sign to see from this team. We saw good contributions from players like Lindy Waters and whatnot. So can't complain, but I just want them to handle their business against everyone. So beating them by this amount twice back to back is a good sign for the Warriors for sure.
It is, absolutely. I thought defensively we actually looked outside of Zion. I thought we looked pretty good because Zion was giving us a lot of issues, but defensively, I think everyone was pretty much on a string. I liked the minutes for Moody, especially as well. I think he played well, but he healed obviously what he did in the fourth quarter, just lighting up the New Orleans Pelicans. Surprisingly enough, Brandon Pajemski had 19 points, and if I could honestly tell you, I don't remember a single bucket he scored. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, it was a rather comfortable win. I'll be honest. Zion again had a sensational game. Draymond had his troubles, and the reason why I keep saying that is because
Oh,
Draymond is always a man of getting his get back.
also Lindy, who is really the reason why we were able to pull ahead in the second half because he
Yeah,
just
he was.
kept
He lit us up in the
hitting
third quarter.
shots.
100%.
He did. He came. I'm pretty sure Steve Kerr liked his second quarter stint, and if I'm not mistaken, he actually started in the second half, and was able to help us secure the win as well. But with that being said, man, like I said, Draymond, he loves his get backs. Absolutely loves them. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we played these guys again in a baseball series at home and we torched them again, 89 to 104. You know what I'm saying? Straight defense, straight clamps. And as you can see, Zion clearly did not have the game that he had in game one. 5 of 20 from the field, 2 of 7 from the line, 12 boards, 4 turnovers. And it was all because of this man right here, man. Draymond Green, who, in my opinion, this game, he was the best player for our team. I thought what he did defensively this game was like, I want to say generational, but rather insane. Because the first game, being able to just not contain Zion is a bit normal. A lot of people are really not able to contain him, especially in single coverage. But the second game, the way he was able to hold his ground, deny some of his shots, strip the ball, he was playing sensational defense across all boards. And I remember our offense really wasn't going that much this game. Like it was, you could clearly tell, a pretty low scoring game. But to hold the team under 90 points in this league in general is just pretty impressive, regardless of who's in front of you, right? And I thought this one was pretty convincing again, and another telltale sign of the Warriors being a much serious team than what they were last year. But what are some takeaways for you guys for this game too, in particular?
Um, Draymond Green 5 blocks.
He was hooping, man.
Like
Absolutely hooping.
I don't know how he's doing this at age 34, turning 35 this season. At 6'6". But we got to start having some conversations soon.
We
Because
do.
this is not normal.
It's not normal. It's most certainly not normal, Denver. I 100% agree. Gifted, talk to me, man. What's up? What you think?
I think they were just able to once again just stand on all of their business. Draymond looked a lot better in this game than the other one. But Zion struggled a lot more in this game in direct comparison as well. So I just like seeing that. I think the effort side of Draymond after the Clippers game looks a lot better, which is a good thing. I think he's really starting to come to form with liking this team and understanding what they can be. So he looks a bit more dialed in, and he showed it in this game for sure.
Absolutely. I thought he showed it in this game too. And I actually want to show you guys what he did in this game in particular because I do have some of the clips of the 5 block game. So just to pull this up really quickly. Let's get this right here, man. All right. Just to show you guys some clips of what he was doing defensively this game. This is only the blocks, mind you, but still. I just thought what he did defensively. I think you guys really understand like what he just did this. It was all him defensively this possession. Obviously, B-Pod's good screen nav, being able to stay in front of your man so he doesn't get blown. Really find this capable defender and like anywhere in the league. So like shout out to Draymond Green. I always said his defensive longevity doesn't get spoken about enough. Because you don't really find players who are able to even show a level of consistency like this defensively for this amount of years. So yeah, Draymond's a true generational defensive gem, and I'm grateful he's on our team, man. And
Do you want me to show the like all the shot contester show you?
yeah, so it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah,
No, you don't have to do that because then I don't want too many highlights being on the pod in general. But yeah, let's move on from this game because we got to talk about our first game on the road trip, which was I don't even know how to describe this. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. It was interesting to say the least. The Golden State Warriors had a 5-game road trip. And spoiler alert, we went 4-1, which is again a great thing. I'm not gonna lie, chat, and to the people listening, I would be really excited most times, but today I'm pretty mellow, so that's why like you don't really hear it in my voice. But emotion wise, I'm ecstatic. Like I'm so happy. I'm probably assuming you guys are just as happy as I am because to go 4-1 with the games that we played and we're gonna go through is just impressive, in my opinion. And I really don't care what anyone says. This is not the same start as last year to nowhere near the same degree, in my opinion. So, but like I was saying, man, let's get into this game. Let's get into this game. So the Golden State Warriors play the Houston Rockets. We beat them 127 to 121. And I'm not even gonna talk about what happened in this game from my point of view yet. I'm gonna let you guys go first. But this game was let's just say a tale of two halves. But I'm gonna let you guys what did you guys think of this game?
Maybe 3. Uh, man, once again, bro, Buddy Healed. Like, I said this in the stream yesterday. I was like, I don't think there's like a more perfect situation for him to to be other than here. Like even when Steph isn't on the floor, just the sets that we're running and just like the way that Golden State plays just in general is just absolutely perfect for him. Like he has never seen this many open looks in his life. Like it's absolutely insane.
It is true. I'm not gonna lie. I just thought that for me, Sacramento didn't really utilize him like to his in terms of talent and like system. I don't think
Yeah.
he was maximizing Sac. I don't think he was maximizing Philly. Obviously, with even though he had Embiid and that's a great player
Yeah,
and he's a
I
great
feel
hub,
like in Indiana was definitely like
the
they
best, yeah,
yeah,
the best situation outside of us for sure. But
yeah.
even then, to some degree, you still don't have the movement system that we have instilled here. And respectfully, with the initiators and a player like Stephen Curry on the floor, who he shares most of his time with, it's a bit of a different story than any other team in the league. So yeah, situation wise, a lot different, much better for him. I 100% agree. Gifted man, what were some of your takeaways from this game before I give my little rundown of what happened, man?
Oh man, this game made me so angry watching it because we're waiting for this team to turn the corner. We blitzed them thoroughly. And then to see a player like Tari Eason absolutely shift the entire tide with his effort with the steals, and we're just like playing insanely sloppy basketball to where it comes down and it's like our offense is super stagnant. We're seeing the defensive lineups with Kyle Anderson, Draymond, all these other players out there. It felt so nerve-wracking to watch because it's like this is why we need a second option in moments like these where Steph isn't on the floor, or even if he is, just to have a guy to really throw the ball to. And I feel like with how close this game got, we went down by 1 point early in this game in the fourth quarter. And if Kuminga doesn't do what he did in the fourth quarter and overtime, hitting crazy, tough, not great shots, but he was hitting them, we probably don't wind up winning this game. B-Pods and Draymond fouled out of the same game, by the way. It was really wild to see what could have happened. But what I liked about this game is despite all of that, we got tested. Because I know people who are going to say, well, Gifted, the Warriors, they blew a 30-point lead. That's not good. Yeah, sure. But it's also about how you answer to that adversity. Because I felt like before this moment, our closest game for that would be the Clippers, where it was tough down the stretch and we narrowly lost that game with Steph going down. But in this game, it's without Steph Curry on the road, how do you respond? And we were able to respond and win. So it's a very bittersweet game for me.
I'm not gonna lie, you described it perfectly, and you're probably thinking to yourself, you didn't watch this game, which I assumed most of you who viewed it and are in chat did. How the hell did you guys blow a 30-point lead? And where did this 30-point lead even get destroyed from? So let me just explain to you a quick rundown of what happened.
Yeah, so so Tari Eason in the second half alone had 22 points, 9 of 13 shooting, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals.
I swear the 6 rebounds felt like 9. I promise you.
Yeah, he was fighting on the glass every possession in the second half. But let me just give them an order tale of events. So, as everyone knows, and if you're even just a casual NBA watcher, you know we own some of the state of Texas, and some of the state in Texas that we own is in Houston. Majority of it, actually. And every time we play them post 2019, it's been just us handing belt to ass straight. You can't guard us, no matter who's on the team, even when it's just led by Draymond Green on Christmas. You still can't beat us, right? So we go into Houston on the first game of the road trip, and off the rip, straight from the tip off, it was straight belt to ass. I'm talking Buddy Hield's hitting threes, we getting stops, we can't miss a shot. We're just frying them on all cylinders. It was just really bad. And in the first half, we was all watching this game live, playback.tv/Goldblooded, and we was cooking. All of us, we were laughing, cheering, like hoorahs, everything. It was just vibes. Every single for the entirety.
We were tagging people.
That's what I'm saying. We were. I was on Twitter tagging Houston Rockets fans. Shout out to Will, saying, "How's your day going?"
That was hilarious.
I was chilling, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, the second half started. It started off a bit slow, but then you could just see when you're watching the game, it just slowly starting to just trim down, and it was happening like not really that fast, but it was noticeable. Like, okay, 30 to 25, 25 to 23. You push the lead back up to 25, but then they cut it down to 22, 20, 18, 14. Next thing you know, the Toyota Center is jumping, and they're only down by 4. A turnover happens. Tari Eason forces a turnover because B-Pods refused to dribble the ball up the court. Like, I'm not even trolling. Like, that's one of the reasons why they were able to cut the lead down, is because in the second half, for some reason, we went away from offense and our guards stopped playing like guards, specifically Brandon Pajemski, who for some reason thinks he's a power forward. Have y'all ever seen a guard this much outside of GP2 who actually has legitimate guard skill? And I'm asking you guys, who has guard skill but refuses to use his guard skill? Have y'all ever seen this before?
I was gonna say Ben Simmons, but you said guard skill. My fault.
Because the difference between him and Ben Simmons is he can actually, I don't even know if he can shoot anymore, because given his percentages, it's been horrible for him. But again, he can shoot theoretically, he can finish, he can dribble, he damn sure can pass. And he's bagless, but he has a little bit of oomph in his game.
He's such a theoretical ass player, man. I was saying this all off season, and I was labeled a hater. He was saying all the PR stuff, the green check marks in the interviews. He was killing in summer league. But it's so annoying watching him play basketball. I just got to say it, man. To see a player be so hypothetical shooter, this and that. Like, I remember early on, we're watching these games in the playback, and we're like, oh, he shot. Wow. Congratulations. He shot the ball. When he's beating the shit off the backboard on those shots still. But we're just happy he actually shot the ball. So we got to gas it up. Like, I'm kind of tired of him. But at the same time, it's like he has this quirkiness where it's like he does impact winning. The charges are a real thing. The fact that he was hitting post fades on Houston to send them home is kind of crazy, but he was doing that.
The fact that the shot clock winding down and you get set, like, that's how you know we really can't lose to Houston. When, like, they play 18, 19, 20 seconds of an elite defense, mind you, nothing's going. B-Pod says, give me the ball in the mid post, and hits a turnaround fadeaway. I think it was over. Who was it over? Like Jabari Smith or something? I don't even know. It was over the outstretched arms of a wing. That's all I know. From what I remember, I could be wrong. And he just whacks that jumper. And then not even just that, he gets in the low post, backs down Amen Thompson, and gives him a step through finish. Like, bro, he's 6'5", and like, legitimately, he's 6'5", and I'm not even trolling. I don't think he actually has face-up game. Like, when a defender is in front of him, and he doesn't have enough space to do a step back and get off a three, I genuinely don't know what he's gonna do on the ball, and maybe that's why he doesn't dribble, because he just doesn't know what to do. And I said this was something you're gonna have to work on. You're not as quick as anyone else, but the difference is you are strong, right? And you need to know how to use that. But clearly, he doesn't know. What's good, just plays.
It's like mainly a skill thing he uses with his footwork to like play a slower pace to where if you bite too early, he'll go by you and take steps. But it's so slow and methodical, man. And it only works on defenders that are like overly respecting him. If you choose to not respect him, he's gonna give the ball up.
Like right here, he's struggling to get by Jalen Green. It was a good use of the up fake for sure, but still, like most guards that are like of his caliber, like this is crazy. Like he's a guard, bro. He is a guard doing shit like this, and maybe it's just like his uniqueness to his game. I don't know, but this is not what I was expecting from him. Yeah, he hit this over Jabari Smith Jr.
Jabari Smith Jr. in the fourth quarter, bro.
Like that's insane to me. Yeah. Like that's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna lie. So I guess shout out to B-Posh for the clutch and shout out to Kuminga for taking over that game as well. And yeah, again, another good win. We're not happy with the 30-point blown lead. When it was this is the worst part too. If you're not in the playback, please join the playback, bro.
Going through
Playback.tv /Goldblooded. Just become a member. And you gotta catch some of these games because our community is very strange. When we play games and we're playing well, we usually around to have like we hover around between like on the low end 50 to the high end like 90, 100. If we are losing a game and if we are actively losing a game or blowing a lead, people will genuinely, and I'm not even trolling, like 50 to 60 people will just start flooding the stream like all at once. And it's some of the nastiest things. Is it funny? Yeah, it's hilarious. But still, it's some of the funniest things. Because half of the people who are flooding the streams aren't even above 500. It's the funniest. It's the funniest thing ever. I'm not even trolling. I'm dead serious. It doesn't have to be just the Lakers. It's literally any team in the East. If you're not the Celtics, you're garbage right now. If you're not the Celtics or the Cavs, you're garbage right now. Literally. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's pretty funny and it's ironic, but it's also pretty funny. But to continue to what the next game is, if I'm not mistaken, actually, is Washington. Which, well, again, I'm not going to speak about this game too much because, it's Washington.
Here we go.
But we will speak about a few highlights that were a bit interesting to me. Obviously, Jordan Poole playing his former team again. That's a little bit of a headliner, but again, nothing really insane. I don't know why it's showing this tab. Let me actually pull up something else. That's a bit of that's a bit awkward. But yeah, here we go. So for this game in particular, 112 to 125. In a rather controlled fashion again. This is another game where we're not going to spend too much time on this, guys. Denver, I don't know if you know, but your camera's off.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So this game, 112 to 125. I'm not even going to keep it. I'm going to keep it as brief as possible. Steph's return game, played restricted minutes, had a good ending towards this game.
They scored 10 points in the third quarter.
Yeah, got a little flurry going as well. 24 points, 6 assists. And it's again, I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is a quick little side point. I'm loving the Steph passing this year. Me personally, this is just me. Because I was told he's worse than D. Mitch. I was told, he's a worse playmaker than D. Mitch, which to me is just absurd. He's a worse passer than them too. I was told a lot of things about 30 this year that are just like pretty egregious shit, bro. And it's pretty crazy. Because you think a player with that level of tenure would actually get some level of bail, but no, you have something to prove in your 16 apparently. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it brief. The 112 to 125. Jordan Poole, I think, had a decent little game. There was a quick little moment, just a quick little one, where Jordan Poole hit like an end of shot clock 3 to end the first half, or nearly to end the first half, and pointed at Draymond Green. He said, "That one's for you, buddy." And Steph goes on the other end and hits a 3, and Draymond points at Jordan Poole. So another moment of Steph cashing checks for Draymond Green, you know what I'm saying? So, but again, gifted Denver, talk to me, man. What do you guys think of this game? I know there really wasn't too much to really cover in here.
I mean, first game back with Steph. So I mean, it's not really too much to like look too far into, but I say it was just a pretty solid game overall.
Mm.
Kaminga was getting shots up, and of course, Buddy healed once again.
Yeah, he
Low key,
just
low key, our best player.
you might be. I ain't gonna lie. He just might be. He just might be. Gifted, talk to me, man. What's up? Talk to me, man.
Yeah, Draymond had 18 in this game. That's rare. So I want to make sure that I highlight that first. I also think this is the last game where Shea Jackson played over 20 minutes. I could be wrong about that. We played 23
Mhm.
minutes. That seems very rare nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's 5 minutes, maybe 16 minutes as a whole. So that's crazy because I think Trace has been pretty good this season. Andrew didn't have it going, but it really didn't matter as much. I like how they rested him to prepare for the Boston game, which we'll get to next because that was a very important game for us. I like the way Steph was able to catch rhythm because we said coming in, we didn't want him to warm up against the Boston Celtics, get it going against a team like this where we can rest in and come in here. And we were able to handle our business in the third and fourth quarters to where Steph didn't have to play extended minutes. He was able to stop at 24. So all in all, pretty valid game. Also, loving the growth I'm seeing so far in Jordan Poole and also Alex R as a young player where defensively he's finding ways to still impact the game. So cool little game.
5, 6. Yeah, I agree with all the points that you made. Just a quick little sidebar, man. Draymond shooting 45% on three attempts. Um, I don't want to say he's obviously a non-spacer, but if that attempt goes up to 4 and his percent drops to like 38, we might have to start calling him a spacer, guys. Officially, I'm not gonna.
Hell no.
I'm just saying, bro. 38 on 4 attempts. That means because think about it. That's another thing too. When Draymond's hitting threes, we win at an alarming rate. So the fact that he's shooting at this clip is a good thing. It's a very
You
good
up
thing.
it to like maybe 7 attempts, I could buy it, but no.
There's no way. No. Can we
It's
call him
not
a
gonna
shooter?
happen.
Can we call him a shooter? Can we do that?
Huh?
Can we call him a shooter?
If we
7
call him
is
B-Bot
insane,
the shooter, sure.
That nigga Draymond a better shooter right now. What you mean?
You're not wrong. I'm not gonna push back. Yeah.
Man, he really does stink, man.
Untouchable. Untouchable.
Yeah, he really does stink, man. This is crazy. But chat,
11 threes a game.
Sorry, yeah, that shit fake as hell, bro. Chat, the game I've been kind of waiting for to get into, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
The Boston Celtics, the defending NBA champions.
This is the Kyle Anderson game, chat.
The players with the absolute depth, the players with extreme talent, 1 through 5, the players that I'm not even gonna be that nasty. Jaylen Brown wasn't available in this game, but we beat the champs, man. We beat the champs. Hashtag we still own you. Hashtag we will never forget. Hashtag ring to me.
Oh wow.
Hashtag night. Whatever you want to hashtag. We still own these guys. And it was again another win where I felt like the Warriors were pretty comfortable for most of the game, at least for me. The start of this game, now let me just put into context. We were actually down 11 early in the first quarter, and you're probably thinking, "Oh, the Celtics will probably just stop shooting well," which is true. They weren't shooting that crazy in this game, but it had actually a lot to do with our defense. And another thing you're probably thinking is, well, Tatum had 32 in this game, and he played well. So what could have actually gone wrong? Maybe if they had Jaylen Brown. Again, it's not about the points accumulated. It's about the stretches and how he was getting them in this game. And we're going to get into that right now. So Gifted Denver, man, talk to us about this game, bro. I'm gonna save what I want to save for last. So.
I mean, I feel like at first I was sort of skeptical, but then I recalled. I don't think that coming into the season, I don't think even with Jaylen Brown or Porzingis that I don't think I would have had us winning this game.
Yeah,
and so I feel like it was a big step for just the team as a whole, and also just the defense that they were playing on Jason Tatum and even just the whole team, which is going to be a theme as we talk about some of the other games. I feel like the defense is real. and hold on, I'm like doing other stuff. Yeah,
That's
like the defense is real, and I feel like that's like one of the main things that we're going to be focusing on, and I feel like that is a thing that is never really going to leave this team just because of the personnel and the scheme. Shout out Jerry Stackhouse.
Yeah, huge Jerry Stackhouse, man. We're getting honey for you, bro. We're getting a bottle of honey. Gifted, man. Talk to us, bro.
Boston's a team I feel like we could beat. I felt that way last year. I feel like there's always going to be one of those two games where we can split with Boston based on how we play them. I felt that way ever since the finals where we absolutely took their heart in winning the title. I think Boston plays phenomenal basketball, but I think Boston's main advantage over teams is they have more talent and they shoot more threes. Well, we have the superstar talent that can create advantages for other players on the roster. We heavily rely upon our defense, and we can kind of play a similar style to Boston. So beating Boston doesn't necessarily surprise me, but the fashion in which it happened was important. I think starting out the game to a very slow start, a lot of people were like, oh my God, we got blown out by 60 points the last time we played in the Garden. But the way they were able to quickly rebound from that and really take control of the game back was huge. Steph played extremely well. To me, this was his real superstar moment of the season where this is the game you point to say, yes, Steph Curry is still a superstar player. And a lot of people...
This was the first full game he played.
Yeah, that too. A lot of people...
This is the first like full game because the other games he didn't play the fourth quarters because they were blowouts.
Yeah. So for me, this was a very big game for Steph. I'll leave it to you guys to highlight how Steph played in the second half, but I was very, very impressed with Steph's first half. He only had 6 points, if I remember correctly, in the first half. But the way he was playing, the way he was not turning the ball over, playing very calm and composed basketball. He played a complete point guard game in the first half. And then he started to find his shot more. But the first half was just big for them to really weather the storm. The defense Andrew Wiggins played on Jason Tatum to start this game in the first quarter was huge. And ironically, I think it was a part of their design to let White shoot 16 threes. Like they allowed Derek White to shoot threes. I felt the way about it because he was literally shooting over 50%. Like I'm pretty sure he hit 7 threes in this game, which was insane.
He had 7 threes.
Yeah, he was lighting us up. But I think the way Golden State as a team was able to fight back and really secure this game was huge because even without Jaylen Brown, Boston continues to be a crazy team. Golden State held them to 40 points in the first half, and then Boston says, okay, we'll just drop 41 points in a quarter in the third, right? So this game was very much up for grabs for Boston with or without Jaylen Brown, and we had to play as a team to win it. The late stretch, I think, in the fourth quarter where we went on a 16-3 run, Kyle Anderson hit 3 back-to-back threes, retool threes. So
back-to-back threes. Don't forget.
Yeah.
He hit
back-to-back
threes. Like, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna say what I want to say right now. The stuff that I was seeing from Kyle Anderson was ridiculous. I'm just be keeping a full band with y'all. Like the fact that he hit. Actually, I'm not even gonna describe it. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys.
He was hitting pull-ups, bro.
Bro, his first of the 3 straight threes was a step back 3 in the corner. That was his first of the 3 that he made. Like that stretch was just ridiculous, bro. Like just ridiculous. I'm trying to find it right. I'm trying to find it right now.
And we saw every bit of his shot animation for all 3 shots too. I think that was the funniest part.
Yeah, this is the craziest part. Make sure to follow the Twitter as well. Shout out to Denver for clipping this. Make sure to follow, you know what I'm saying, twitter.com/Goldblooded Pods, man. But look at this, guys. Just look at this real quick.
Retool again. Back-to-back retools. Back-to-back retools.
It doesn't have the first 3. The first 3 was in this corner right here.
Yeah.
And just look at this really quick. This is crazy.
This is crazy.
If he hit a third one, I'm going crazy. Let Kyle Anderson make a third straight 3.
I just had a strong feeling it was coming to Kyle, man.
Retool pull
out. Like I just had a strong feeling because he hit 2 straight. I'm like, there's no way the ball doesn't find Kyle Anderson again. And when he got it retooled like that, I'm like, oh. And by the way, for those of you who are unsure of why I was saying retool, because there was a report about Kyle Anderson before the season started talking about how he's on the Warriors and they retooled his jump shot. And the shot percentages have not shown that. but and so every time he shoots, we say retool.
He's definitely more willing to shoot the ball here than any other place. Any other place, he would be on a very tight leash.
Yes.
But to talk about this game, just to go back to it again, so Gifted broke it down to perfection. I thought the first quarter in the first half was just a bit slow for us. We got off to a very slow foot, but it was very defensive. I love the defense we were
absolutely
playing. We were throwing high traps at Jason Tatum, playing the passing lanes properly. Like, it legit, I don't want to keep referring back to the finals, but that's the type of defense we were playing in the finals. Like, a lot of swarming on ball, switchable. We're going to just swarm the ball. But as we swarm the ball, we will play the gaps and hedge properly. And even in 2022, you can also say we were undersized. What made us such a difference was that we played as a team, so everyone was helping each other, and everyone was in the right spots. So the size issue didn't really matter. On the court, it felt like we were as tall as them. So I felt like in the first half, it was a really good defensive showcase, and even in the second half as well, but more so in the first half. I thought the second quarter, we really got it going offensively. Buddy Hield got us going with a few threes. I thought that the offense just started to flow. Steph's playmaking in this game was ridiculous, in my opinion. He was getting amazing shot quality for everyone else on this team. I remember there was a slip screen where Steph played off ball. GP2 just got an open dunk. There was another situation where Andrew Wiggins dove to the basket off a pick and roll. He got an and one dunk. Like, he was just everyone was feeding off of the Steph playmaking, and it allowed Steph to just get it going. He wasn't really forcing any shots. He had that tough shot over the outstretched arms of the Boston Celtics center. I forget his name, but he played a fantastic game as well. But let's talk about the second half, man, because the second half was a bit interesting. You alluded to it, Gifted. 41 points from the Boston Celtics. We knew that punch was coming. We were up 11 at halftime, and they put up an 11-point quarter. And I believe the game, we were up by 1 heading into the fourth, or it was tied, one of the two. This Boston Celtics lit us up for threes in that quarter. My God, they could not stop hitting. And what made it really difficult was we were actually playing good defense in that quarter, but we couldn't close out possessions because of rebounding. People weren't in their spots. People weren't boxing out their man, and it led to second chance points. And those second chance points were threes, right? So shout out to the Boston Celtics for that. But in the fourth quarter, it was just another situation of Warriors masterclass. Lock in on defense, give Steph the ball, and allow him to be the distributor and be the playmaker for you. And boy, oh boy, did he not do that. I believe he had 10 in the fourth quarter, and he was just hooping. He was hooping on all cylinders. So shout out to Steph. Buddy Hield closed the game as well from a Steph, her right-hand drive, kick out to Buddy Hield in the corner for three. Ended the game pretty much on that, iced it out. And it was a statement win, in my opinion, even without Jaylen Brown. Just about how serious this team can be. So shout out to the Golden State Warriors, man. I was very, very, very happy about that win. I'm not going to lie. But I got some bad news, and we got to talk about a game that just happened again this week too. But that, we were riding high. I would just say this: we were riding high. You good over there, Gifted?
Yeah, I'm good. Just we got to stretch a little bit,
Okay.
Just got to stretch out a little bit.
The reason why you got the belt?
Yeah, hey man, Cleveland, man, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't believe in them in the regular season, all this and all that. Let me tell you something, man. Ty Jerome revenge game, belt to ass. Darius Garland revenge season, belt to ass. Donovan Mitchell not being a top 3 shooting guard, belt to ass. Also, Kenny Atkinson, fuck you, Steve Kerr game, belt. Like we got dominated in this game so early. That final score looks crazy. It was worse than that in the game.
That's the thing, though. The final score makes it look like, oh, maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers just had a hot shooting game. And yes, they did. They absolutely hot doesn't even actually describe.
Tyler was hitting shit off the dribble. Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm not even trolling. What we were witnessing, again, if you're not on the playback, join, man. Playback.
They started the game. They started the game 13 for 17, and it wasn't even Donovan Mitchell.
No,
You know what? I'm not going to show the Warriors box score because we were sorry as hell this game. Our leading scorer had 12 points. Actually, sorry, Kaminga had 21. I forgot. Look at look at the starters. The starters. Look what the starters combined for. There's a nigga on the bench who used to play for us. Let me just. Ty Jerome, right? You see him, number 2, right here. He used to play for us in 2022, 2023, and Steve Kerr loved him. Like he loved him so much that I'm pretty sure in some games he would start. We converted his contract over so that he could play for us more. He was playing great basketball. Like they just loved everything about him. Me personally, I hated the fact that he was such a great shooter, but denied to shoot the ball that much. But in this game, boy, oh boy, did he shoot the lights out the ball. He had 20 points.
That would have been B-Pods in Utah.
One of the threes that he hit, and I'm not even going to get into like, oh, we're going to start in the first quarter and talk about what happened because it was literally from tip off. Give me the belt. It's going to be belt to ass from the first to the fourth. From the first to the fourth. I'm not even trolling. And to me, what I think and what is the main reason why we lost is GP2 starting in this game. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, GP2 starting was. I already said like this Cavs team offensively has been very, very dominant. Their defense has also been good. If we have a super defensive tilting lineup, but we can't score, we're down in a drought early. And I think you saw the impacts of this game, by the way, because the very next game, Kirk said, "Okay, let me go to a completely different star lineup that makes more sense."
Yeah, but to be fair, we didn't have Melton. Did we have Melton available this game?
I forget if Melton wasn't available for the Cavs.
Are you sure? I think Melton was available. I might be thinking.
What the fuck is going on? Oh my god.
Oh my god, Melton was available. He didn't start.
Oh.
I knew it.
He was available.
He was available. He was available. It's all good, Denver. It's all good. He was available. Bro, the fact that let's just say this real quick. Steve Kerr, and I'm gonna just say this really quickly. Stop putting out lineups comprised of GP2, Trace, and Draymond Green. Please, unless there's 52 seconds left on the shot clock, you have a timeout in the fourth quarter, and you're up 3, and you want to get a defense to offense stop. That is the only reason why all them niggas should be on the floor at the same time.
I mean, but what KB's saying right now, though, like I think this is a bigger nod to why Steph is such a great player, because Steph is so good in Kerr's mind. It's like, yo, just fuck it, bro. Just put as much defense around him. He gonna do everything, and it's like we can't keep operating on that. The older he gets, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you already see Steph's burst is gone. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not really the same. It's a lot of strength creation. It's a lot of over the top shot making. He's still elite, but the athleticism, the burst, the contact finishing, it's not looking good for our guy. I'm gonna be honest, but it's fine because he's older. It's not something I expect him to be elite at for the rest of his career. It's not fair.
Oh, that's a great point too. He also wasn't playing on ball in that defensive lineup either.
Yeah, he wasn't.
It's a great point.
He wasn't. That's the craziest part as well. Like, and you put out this lineup for defensive purposes because I think do the Cavs not have the best offense in the league right now?
They do, I think.
Yeah, so like he thought best offense in the league. Let's go super defensively slanted, try to slow them down. But you didn't realize the problem wasn't that you trying to slow them down. The problem was to score the ball because their defense is I believe hovering around the 10th area, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, you just did not score at all. The reason why is because GP2 was on the floor. Like that first quarter, which is pure, and you can see it on the screen right now, guys. Just straight belt to ass, bro. Like it was just we were down 2-20 in the first 6 minutes, and I was saying it. These 6 minutes, you're not going to be able to get back, and you're starting down the hill the entire time. And there was no looking back. It was just horrible defense, not executing on offense, a lot of turnovers. It was just a poor Warriors game. I will say in the second half, we did have somewhat of like a fake comeback. I think we cut the lead to as low as like 18, 20, from a 40-point lead to down to 20.
Yep.
You know, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de.
But again, it's just like, bro, I don't know what you want to say. Wait, is that the Ty Jerome 3? Go back.
Yeah.
If that was the Ty Jerome, I want you to pull up and just see the
Go
Ty
to green
Jerome
checks, man.
30-footer. I want to see him walk into this 3. It's not this 3. There's another one. There's one where he walks into one, just a 30-footer off the left hash. Bro, like look at this. Like he's just so confident. Like look at this. Look,
man.
From 30.
Look, man. It's tough hearing me hear KB say this Because in the game, I told him at the very beginning, listen, don't be surprised if we get a Todd Jerome revenge game. He's like, Todd Jerome? Oh, he's not good. He's not.
It's not that he's not good.
Split
I'm just
cat.
thinking he's not
Split
qualified.
cat.
He wasn't qualified to have a
He was
revenge
qualified
game.
tonight.
No, because we didn't do him dirty. You can't have a revenge game.
Nah, it's not.
There was a mutual leaving.
No.
There's like just nothing. Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
But anytime a player plays their OT, it don't matter what it is. It's on site when I see you.
I guess it's
on site.
Is that what we're gonna see tomorrow?
Yes.
I hope not. I need to win. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'll be honest, Chad. You might call me a hater. I need to. I need
Mavericks
Clay,
fans.
I need a Clay pure state. Please. We need a color. We need a.
I love blue, man. I've always loved the color blue. Always, man. Great color. You know.
We need a Mavs just stinker, like Luka 12 turnovers, Kyrie 0 for 18. You know what I'm saying? Like we need the whole. Kyrie just came off of a 40 ball too, where he missed.
He had a great game.
And he normally plays well against us. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared. I'm not even scared of Luka right now, or even Clay coming back with his revenge game. I'm scared of Kyrie right now. When Kyrie plays well and it comes into the Bay, it's never a good sign. I get flashbacks, but we'll move forward. Like I said, just pure belt to ass for the Golden State Warriors against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are still undefeated. So shout out to Cleveland, man. I didn't really expect them to be this good. I knew they were going to be a good regular season team, but I just thought Boston was just a step ahead of everyone else. But who knows? Maybe they could give their run for their money for Boston, man.
I think a lot of it has to be attributed to Kenny Atkinson. I think what he's done to unlock Darius Garland and Evan Mobley in their offense specifically has been tremendous. Their staggers make a lot more sense.
Evan Mobley too.
Evan Mobley's play style, getting downhill more for Evan Mobley changes everything for the Cavs.
Scoring just took a jump, to be honest. Like I just think what he did offensively this offseason to try to just uptick his game, which is great.
And now he's passing out of that as well, which just really creates more space.
And what helps is even DG, who I was high on like 2-3 years ago, but he had
having a great year, man.
Having a great year as well. So shout out to all those guys. Shout out to even the the other pieces as well. The George Niangs, the Karis LeVerts, the Ty Jeromes, the Dean Wades, the Isaac Okoros, all these guys. Like I think they're all playing just tremendous basketball right now. And again, Kenny instilled confidence into these guys. You need a coach to be able to thrive the way they are. So undefeated, and they're striving high right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if y'all. Oh my bad.
Are we in 2016?
Oh, I mean, they won the most amount of games to start the season since.
Are we in 26? Because are we seeing the records of these teams?
It's kind of crazy, bro.
Cavs are 11-0. Golden State's 8-2. OKC's 8-2.
The Spurs aren't good though. The Spurs suck.
The Spurs are bad, to be fair. Yeah.
The Lakers are like mediocre. Dallas is mid right now. That's another thing too. Before we even talk about this OKC game, and we still have to talk about the preview for Dallas and what's to come for Clay. Are we gonna get taxed for this if we win tomorrow? Are we gonna get taxed for it too? Because if you are watching from YouTube and you're like, taxed, what are you talking about? Every time we win a game, we obviously know people who are outside of the community who aren't fans of the team who watch us, and most of the time we win, there's an excuse. Boston, they didn't have Chet. I think in New Orleans they were missing some of their key guys. Brown. And then this game they didn't have Chet, the game that's in front of you. And there's just been a lot of excuses going on. Oh, a bad team. And even in the stretch where we went 4-1, where we played 3 contending teams in OKC, Boston, and Cleveland, they were still taxed. And the one that we did lose, and to my opinion, a out-of-body experience, even for a team that's 10-0 or 11-0. And that was apparently the realest game that we played. So, but to get into the OKC game, man. man, oh man, bro. Does it not feel good to just spank OKC? Just the Thunder, just to spank them, man.
I gotta keep it honest. This is another game that pissed me off. If I'm being really super honest.
We know. It's another one of those, but we won. That's why I'm happy. Okay, well, the difference between, and what Gift is alluding to, guys, just to let you guys know, I'm not even going to try to hold it off. We blew yet another 30-point lead. And you're probably thinking to yourself, how the fuck do y'all niggas keep blowing leads? We're the Warriors. I don't know. Before we used to close out games in the third and just chill. Now we close out games in the third quarter and get anxious because we can't contain the lead anymore.
It's literally been like last year, except we win these games.
Yeah,
we blow out more teams.
Like, so yeah, Chris, you're right. We technically didn't blow a 30-point lead, but we
Yeah.
did because it got cut to like. I'm gonna just go through a quick rundown of what happened. We're gonna talk about some significant points in this game for sure. So we win 127 to 116. The first quarter was a bit of a back and forth. Chet was there. Everything was going well for the Thunder and the Warriors. We started off a bit slow. And how Chet got hurt, where Andrew Wiggins was attacking a closeout. He finished a contact layup where Chet was trying to deny him at the rim. He went up straight up vertical. And it was just body-to-body contact like this. And Chet just fell on his right hip.
Not a dirty play. It just happened to end that way.
It was not a dirty play by any means. So Chet had a really hard landing. You could even hear it during the game as well.
It took some time for our announcers to realize.
I'm not gonna lie. Can we like? I'm sorry. Can we quickly talk about this because that was bad, yes. But the people on Twitter trying to act like they already acknowledged after the fact. Hey, we hope he's okay. But I think they legitimately didn't think it was that serious until they realized, okay, they're helping him off the floor now, and they were so focused because Andrew Wiggins' downhill presence has been a sus thing a lot of this season with these layups, bro.
It was really bad when like the whole frame is just Chet on his side holding his hip, and then you just hear, yeah, that's how you get it done.
Yeah.
And I don't think they didn't mean any ill harm. It was just a matter of like Wiggins was just, and if you watch Warriors games, Wiggins just is very prone to miss a lot of layups, whether it's open or contact layups, especially open layups. For some reason, even in the Celtic game,
that wide open dunk in the first
Celtic game, he didn't know if he wanted to lay the ball up or dunk.
Yeah,
and he decided to lay the ball up last second and missed the layup. And then like a few possessions later, decided to make the toughest scoop layup high off the glass. Like it was just like so confusing. But to go back to this again, it was a contact layup. It wasn't anything where Wiggins was trying to harm Chet. I can't believe I have to say something like this. But yeah, the commentators were just so focused on the Wiggins finish that they probably thought Chet probably had a hard landing, knocked the wind out of him, but he'll be okay.
Yeah.
And little did they know, and even for us, that it was a hip fracture, unfortunately. And he's going to be out for 8 to 10 weeks, which is a massive blow for a title contending team. My favorite, to be honest with you, to come out the West. I'm going to be wholeheartedly honest. They were my favorite. And it's a huge blow for OKC. Shea, I thought was going to have an MVP season, which he still can. I thought Chet was making his case to be DPOY this year. I thought everyone was just taking a step up. Their defense was looking historical when he was on the floor. Like they were playing some tremendous defense. It was crazy. So it was horrible news for OKC. But one thing that they do have is depth. Isaiah Hartenstein, I don't know what his timeline is looking like, but hopefully he's back in time to be able to just keep them afloat until Chet can make a return. But it's a bit of a tough one for OKC now because now they legit have no center. And what Denver alluded to is they legit don't have a player taller than 6'8". So it's a bit of a sticky one in OKC. But to get to the Warriors, we had a very, I want to say, good game, right? Can we say that? Can we say we had a good game?
Yeah, we had a good 3 quarters.
No, 3 quarters is crazy. I thought we did a good job at the back end of the fourth. I thought we did a good job. So
we did. If you'll scroll down real quick, you'll see that we had 35 assists in this game.
Mm-hmm. Right here, man. Right here, 35 assists. We had 8 steals in this game too, which is kind of crazy. 14 turnovers. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of these came in the fourth quarter.
A lot of them came. A lot of them came in the fourth, bro.
In the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so just to give gift to Denver, man. Give your quick rundown, man, please. This is a bit of an interesting game to say the least. Again, Kevon Looney not playing, not because he was hurt, but because of the fact that Chet went down. Steve Kerr's, you know, how addicted he is to 5 guard line.
Oh, but let's go small then. They're still big.
He said, let's go small for small. And he legit did not play a single center, I think, for the entirety of the game since Chet went down. So, yeah, goes to show our depth, I guess. But gift to Denver, man. Talk to us, bro.
This game to me, and I normally let Denver go first, but like I got to say this, man. This game to me was a indictment on the roster in every way. And what I mean by that is we're able to win the game, but we came into the season saying, okay, like our floor is so questionable because we don't know how players are going to play. We said, okay, if B-Pods and Kuminga can make that step, we can be good. They have been mid to ass in all of these games for the most part. And I think not having a true guy that can take over and score the basketball or really facilitate some real offense hurt us. I mean, to me, it's absolutely embarrassing. And I get it. OKC is a very good team. But for us to have this high lead headed into the fourth quarter, for all of it to come almost tumbling down in one quarter, is just kind of wild to me. Like, they could not score the basketball. Jonathan Kuminga stepped up in this game for sure, but overall, I still think his processing reads struggle at times. We're saying he plays good because he's able to score very effectively in moments, but still, his overall game is still questionable. If Kuminga doesn't give us 20 in this game, we're probably headed to a overtime game, most likely, even with Chet going down. So it's bittersweet. And again, I think it's fair for people to criticize how good this team can be, but the defense is the one thing that always keeps us in this game. I mean, Shea was not great in this game. Our defense played a huge part in that.
It absolutely did, man. I'm not gonna lie.
It did.
Denver, talk to me, man.
Man, this game, I went like through some of the assists on Twitch yesterday. This game was pretty interesting because I feel like it showed that the Warriors, in theory, can adapt to any team in the league as long as it's not like a massive team like Cleveland or someone like that, because they just don't have the personnel for that. But if they are in a situation where they can play small, that is definitely going to favor them way more than like even the last couple of years, just because of the types of players that they have. Like, they don't have Chris Paul out there. They don't have B pods at the 3 in the small lineup. And so it's just completely different, like the types of offense that they can run. And even then, or like, well, what was I going to say? Even in addition to that, when Steph gets going, which, by the way, the fact that he got going against the best defense in the league is kind of insane to me. But even when Steph gets going, they sent 2 at the ball like almost every time,
religiously, as soon as he touched logo.
Late in the third quarter and like going into the fourth. And because of the lineups that we were basically running 5 out with pretty much 5 reliable shooters on the floor. And so there's just no possible way that they could have done anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was some stints where we ran like Buddy Hield in the small ball 5 with like Steph and D-Mel and like Draymond and Kuminga or something like that. Like, either it's a lot of guards, it's a lot of
either that, or we were, when Draymond wasn't on the floor, we were running Kyle Anderson to be playmaking out of the short roll, which he was doing fantastic at, finding like guys like Buddy Hield, Andrew Wiggins, weak side. Yeah, but it's just there wasn't really that much that they could do when Steph was on the floor, and late in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. There wasn't really that much neither. Here's some of the highlights of the game from Steph in this game. Like, some of the look at some of these shot contests. It's actually pretty crazy. Like, he was giving them all sorts of buckets.
See, it's crazy because it's like these shots didn't do anything for me. It's the way they were doubling him because of these shots that really moved me, bro. Like, he was creating so many opportunities that are just not going to get talked about.
I actually want to
here, hold on.
And
it was wild, bro.
I'm gonna just pause it right here. So one thing I want to talk about, there was a particular moment in the second, I believe, where they started to run a zone, and we put Kyle Anderson in the middle of the zone, which I didn't mind. But this is another point of emphasis where I think we should actually clean up. B-pods, guys like him, Moody, like especially B-pods actually, because everyone else is a willing shooter. He needs to shoot the ball in those situations. Like, there was a play where Kyle Anderson got the ball in the middle, they forced a little collapse, but he kicks it out to B-pods. B-pods just like, he's like a foot back from the 3-point line. And even though he's been shooting horribly, I'm comfortable with him shooting that shot off the catch. I think he can make that shot. And I just want to see you shoot it. Like, and he just doesn't want to shoot the ball in the zone, which, like, it just hurts your offense. Like, Steve Kerr, everyone has to tell him, like, bro, you need to put up more shots. And you're probably thinking, well, he's averaging like a decent amount of shots right now. But it's where it's the type of looks that he's already getting off. It's just what I don't like. You know what I mean? So for that, it's just a bit of an issue. And I think this is the Steph Curry flurry in the third, I believe.
It's just like all of our assists
Okay,
after
okay.
that point.
But
And you're gonna see, like, I'm pretty sure this is the last one. And then they just start trapping him every single time, and you're gonna see what happens.
yeah, nah, he was sensational in this game. Short roll, Kyle Anderson, straight to a floater, which I actually like because
Yeah.
a lot of people on our team couldn't be able to hit that, which he can provide.
Like
Andrew
that
Wiggins,
that
again,
play right there to me was one of the biggest plays of the game because it's like the instant and like this is my problem with any Steph conversation I hear from people, right? It's like people have to realize he does not get to play. A lot of teams do this, like they will blitz him like this, and he gives the ball up right fast, right? And then the assist goes to Draymond or Kyle Anderson or this and that. And then they say, no, Draymond's a real point guard. But this is what we mean by advantage creation.
This is one of my favorite plays in the whole game.
By far. Yeah, yeah.
Strong side, yeah, I love this play too. We did this. You know what's crazy? We started running this action more since we played Sacramento because it was hard for them to actually create the advantage even after the short roll because some of our, like Kevon Looney during that year was just having a difficult time finishing over the top of bigs. So they would just dare him to just, you know what I'm saying, like roll. So, but when they ran this coverage, and if you want to play it back again, they'd put the passer on the strong side of the pick and roll, and it would like allow more room to operate for the roller for it to happen. So two would be on the ball, the roller would be free, but the passer who's going to make that pass is actually on the strong side. So it's a good action. I really do like that action as well. But yeah, man, Steph 17 in the third quarter. Even though they didn't have Chet, and I know even though they have a quote unquote better defensive rating without Chet, I'm not going to be nasty. I know their defense is worse without him because of the rim protection and the value that he provides of just denying 2-point shots. To play a defense, which Shea's a good defender, Caruso's a good defender, an elite one. Lou Dort's an all NBA defender. J Dub's a good defender. To play these guys on a all switch defense and to get off 17 in that quarter against that perimeter defense is very telling of what caliber player Steph Curry still is. And it's just, again, for me, it's another day, but for some people, it's surprising. And honestly, for me, I don't know why. Because he's proven to do this countless times. I don't know why it's surprising to some folks. But that's just me at the end of the day. But again, a comfortable win. Was a comfortable bit of a stretch. A secured one.
Definitely not comfortable in any way, bro.
A secured one because that fourth quarter, man, oh man, Steph clocked in. We were down 17. We pushed the lead back up to 20. They cut it to single digits though. So shout out, like OKC
is a good team.
Even though you don't have Chet, you are a very deep team. Do not count yourself out for some of these games. You're still better than most teams in the West and East, even without Chet. So I get it. Chet is out. You got to stay afloat, but they're still very good, bro. Shea is still Shea. J-Dub's still J-Dub.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a change that I'm seeing this season as compared to last season. I feel like last season we were just choking the games away. I feel like this season it is sort of that, but it is also just the teams are just playing really great basketball. Because like there wasn't even really that much that we did wrong during that run.
Nah, there really wasn't. I will say some things were like closing out. We
Like
left
some
a few shooters.
lineups, but
but it was just more so good offense from OKC rather than a lot of defensive miscommunications. It was just a team rallying. And again, it's a good team. This is a team that a lot of people had coming out the West this year and probably still do even with Chet going down. So are they gonna rally and make a run? Absolutely. It's about how you respond in a West that's very competitive. And I felt like against Houston, against OKC, and even against Boston to a degree, because even rallied as well. You responded each time, great. Every single time you responded, it was great. So that's my biggest takeaway, and I'm pleased with that because that shows when you get punched, you can throw a punch back, and that's what we did in 21-22. Even when things we were down 2-1, we were down, we were playing Memphis, and things weren't going their way as well. Like you just were able to rally up your troops, play your brand of basketball. And that's the most important thing to being a contending team or even a deep postseason team. But that's the recap of all the games of the last 2 weeks. A very dense recap as well. And we still have the coverage and the preview of the games for this week.
Mm-hmm.
And man, November 12th, The day a lot of people, NBA fans, Warrior fans, especially Warrior players, um, just basketball. If you were just a fan of basketball,
I'm just here for the band for band, bro.
and no, fuck the man for bet for a second because we actually
Oh.
need to talk about the narrative aspect of it. As just a fan of the sport of basketball, if you were slightly and remotely watching basketball for the last 10 years, 12 years, you would know about the Splash Brother duo. You would know about the tandem of the big three, the three-headed snake, and Steph, Draymond, and Klay. Everyone, and I will say this as everyone, and I am going to generalize, thought that this band will never break in terms of splitting up. And it did. One of the members said, I'm out. I'm done. And all respect to him. He still gets a lot of love, as he should, because he's a legend, not only for the game of basketball, for the Golden State Warriors. Tomorrow is going to be a lot. Like, a lot. There's already been previews about this is about to be the craziest return game for any player who's played for our team in the NBA. Klay is already in that mindset of being petty. Oh, it's just another game in November when he knows damn well it's not just another game in November. Steph has been playing really good basketball, and it still feels weird to him that Klay isn't on this team. He's probably in his mind thinking Klay's hurt. He's gonna be back in January or something, December. You know what I mean? So like, it's there's a lot like Draymond and Klay. I think some people I was low key on this train, but I'm kind of off it now. I think some people are thinking there might be a little tension between those two. I don't know why, but I can see why. But it's a bit of a stretch. It's just a lot. Steve Kerr and Klay, you know what I mean? So let's talk about the return game really quickly because we do have other games throughout this week, but I'm gonna be honest, them shits do not matter in comparison to what's about to happen tomorrow.
Oh no, that's
No. I'm talking about
hard.
I'm talking about in comparison about everything that had to deal with the Warriors. Like, 'cause this is the very it's a big game because you're playing the Mavs. They just came back from a title run where they tried to win a championship and they were in the finals. So yes, you're playing a good team for sure. But you're also playing Klay Thompson, bro. Like it just and most of your core guys are still there. It's a very emotional night for the Dubs. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that. At the end of the day, are they gonna have to remove their emotion to hoop? Absolutely. Do I expect Belt to ask? Absolutely. Do I expect Buddy Hield to outplay Klay Thompson in this building tomorrow night?
That's really all I care about.
Maybe.
Tomorrow.
I don't know.
That'd be hilarious.
Maybe. So, but it's just a very important game for us. I would think we'd all agree, though, right? Like, it just in all aspects, basketball wise, even non-basketball to some degree, just like it's important in all aspects. So, what do you guys even like think going into tomorrow? What is it going to be like? Because the atmosphere for me, I'm super excited for what the atmosphere is going to be like. I just think it's going to be amazing. But what do you guys think, bro? All right, one of y'all needs to speak.
I was gonna let Denver go first.
I don't know. It's gonna be pretty interesting, man. Like I feel like there's obviously gonna be a lot of like what's it called, like fanfare and like just tributes and things like that. So I'm curious to see like how exactly he responds to that because I feel like that is gonna prove that it's not just another game.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of what the actual game is gonna be like, how many shots y'all think he's gonna take?
That is a bit of an interesting one.
19.
So I feel like he can't shoot too much, or else Luka will might.
That's
They're gonna make it a point to force you the ball.
Luka might put belt to ass in at halftime in the locker room if he shoots like 15 shots.
They're gonna make it a point of emphasis to give Klay the ball.
I don't give a fuck if this is your return game, nigga. We down 17. Stop shooting, bro. It could be.
Who's the 4-time champion here?
Oh, you see Klay in the back of the locker room. Luka's yelling, going up like this.
I don't think that's gonna happen though. I think they're gonna make it a point of emphasis to get Klay the ball. Like I see him getting 19 shots tonight for sure.
But the thing is, though, if you're the Mavericks, you just let's just break it down even from the game perspective. You just came off a loss in Denver where Kyrie Irving was literally unconscious. Like I'm saying, I'm not even like unconscious is an understatement. He damn near had a perfect shooting game. Like I'm not even trolling, and you still lost. So you come off of that loss. Luka didn't really play that well. Not Kyrie, sorry. Klay wasn't really doing that much that game. It was a close one, but you lost. You're heading into San Francisco. Mind you, it's an in-season tournament game, or is that what it is? NBA
It
Cup?
is IST game. You're
Yeah.
right. Mm-hmm.
So are they? By the way, just a quick question: are these counted for as regular season games?
Yes, everything counts outside of the final game played.
Okay. So it is a regular season game, but still in-season tournament. It's gonna have a little bit of a vibe to it. Court's gonna be a little different. Lights may be a little different. Jersey's gonna look a little different.
man.
Yeah.
Did you see our new court this year? We got rid of the stupid brown like accents that we had last year.
Did we get a gray court? I low-key wanted a gray one.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you show us actually? Because I don't remember what our courts look like. I want to see our jerseys too. I want to see what our jerseys gonna look like. I hope it's not some practice shit. Like like the Celtics. Have y'all seen the Celtics like alternate jerseys? It's dead practice jerseys.
This is an interesting court.
This is beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. A little. Nah, I may be doing the most right now. Little blue light up for the shirts. All blue shirts.
Just for comparison.
Are you pulling up the older shot? Are you pulling up the older?
Yeah.
The older court. Yeah.
Just for comparison.
This court right here. Wow, I can get. Yeah, this is. They'd even attempt to try. Be honest.
God, this court is awful. What the hell?
A brown ass court. That's just depressing. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
Why
This
is
other
the
court though?
entire court brown?
This other court though, they did their thing. I ain't gonna lie. They did their little dance on this one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Well, listen, let's get back to the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they said Klay caps will be handed out, little C hats, little captain hats. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Respectfully, I thought they should have handed out Klay jerseys to every attendant at the game. I'm gonna be honest. I thought they should have done that. I know it's a lot, like 17,000 jerseys, but still, the player that he is, what he done for the team, and the kind of like night you want to have, I think it's fair to actually give them a jersey, like everyone an individual jersey,
or like a special edition shirt, like what they usually do.
Yeah, but I feel like with Klay, a special
Klay
edition
themed.
shirt's kind of doing him dirty. Like I feel like
Yeah.
they deserve his jersey, bro. Like they deserve his jersey. You know what I mean? So I think that's another thing that they should have done. Again, they could just change it and be like, fuck it, let's get 30,000 shirts printed for tomorrow. 10,000 small, 10,000 medium, 10,000 large, some shit. I don't know. Right? But just to get back into the game of things. Yeah, so Klay. Interesting. It's going to be definitely interesting. To go back to your shots question, Gifted. I think he's putting up 10 shots. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you why I think he's putting up 10 shots. I think, one, it's still a regular game. And two, as much as Klay does have a CTE to prove a point, and you're saying, and you might think that's disrespectful, but genuinely, I've been watching this guy my childhood. Like, I know when he's going to want to be able to get off shots. And for sure, this might be one of those nights. But I think he's actually going to try to show the Dubs that he's not the player that you guys thought he was holding back. So I think he's actually going to play a game where he's trying to lock in on defense, and he's going to play his role. Because I think he wants to make a point to the coaching staff, Steve Kerr, that I can play this role, and you guys are the issue.
So that's a great theory. How about for the podcast, we put a bet on it?
What do you like? What do you want to bet on it? Because I can't bet money, so I just.
Oh, my mind instantly went to money. You can't bet $5?
No, sir.
Not even $5? That's crazy.
It's not permissible in my religion to bet, man. So I can't bet.
Huh? And wait a minute. Don't you do parlays?
Mm-mm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
If I did parlays though, I'd make some bread, but I don't do parlays.
Yeah. I just think his role is to shoot the ball though, and I think for Klay Thompson being he's the guy that they got, and he's been kind of struggling after his hot start. I think they're going to try to get him the ball going more early on. And I think because of that stuff, he's going to get more than 10 shots in this game. I think like they need him to shoot the ball at a high clip because they haven't really been shooting well. They need that. So I think he's going to get his shots up. I really do. I think he'll definitely get over 10 shots. I think the real numbers should be 12.5. That's the real, like, okay, is he over that or under that? I see Klay Thompson getting up a lot of shots tonight.
I hear it. I can definitely see that for sure. I see both sides.
I feel like there's definitely The possible outcomes from this game are insane.
Yeah, they're funny.
There's a ton
There's
of
the outcome. There's the outcome that Buddy Hield just has a cold game.
Has an
and Klay
awful game, and
Thompson-
Klay Thompson has 30. Yeah,
Yeah, and there's
It's possible.
the inverse where Klay Thompson just is 2 for 12, and then Buddy Hield has his 25 point whatever.
or they're
Yeah.
both bad.
The Lightning McQueen Jackson Storm videos start flying.
Or my favorite other area that's not going to happen. B-Pods
both
take
do.
12 threes.
Okay.
You know what? That's the one outcome I actually don't want. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
And
want
it's
him
like
to-
the B-Pods game.
Nah, man. I don't want that to ruin my night. I'm gonna be honest. We'd win, but I'd be annoyed as hell because we went off the backs of B pod threes, which is never a good look. So as much as I want him to, I'm be honest. I'm out on B pods. I just want him gone for something.
Oh, you out now? Oh, wow.
I'm out.
That's crazy.
My patience is thinning. I see Steph.
Jack, clip
hooping.
it.
I see Steph hooping, and I see Draymond hooping. I see Kuminga playing fine. I think B pods is a good player. I just think for what we need, just not providing the things offensively. Like he's a good passer. He just needs to take an uptick in scoring. And I don't know how long we can wait for this uptick to happen. You know what I mean? Like, how is it great? Like, it's insane to me that DeAnthony Mountain is more confident offensively to shoot the ball than you are.
Listen. I
That's
said
crazy.
that in like preseason. He needs to start. I said that from the
No.
beginning.
And the reason
been on
why I didn't mind that is because of the defense part for sure.
Yeah.
But what my concern was that, well, if we have D-Melt starting, who's going to lead these bench lineups? And my thought and your thought, and I'm assuming everyone's thought, was going to be B-Paz, and he was going to play like a normal point guard. But he's still in his Draymond Green bag. So it's like,
He is.
I don't know what you want me to do with that. Like, I'm not going to lie. You know
And that's
what I mean?
where Kyle Anderson comes in.
Oh my
facilitator.
God. Chris just said it. When Steph gets to switch on Klay.
I think Steph is gonna really make it a point to fry Klay Thompson. I do want to say that.
Yo,
I think the underrated part we're not talking about is Steph takes his game personal. Like, word. So Steph start trying to dance with Klay.
Steph hits him with the tween.
Bruh.
He goes hezzy tween, like a little fake step, go tween, burst, step back.
Bro, imagine if like in the game plan, Steve Kerr is like, we're gonna target the Klay minutes as much as possible. That would be crazy.
Everyone play, just try to get Klay in the offense, bro. Just try to get Klay within the offense, bro.
I'm gonna see a Draymond post up on Klay.
Yo, that's actually gonna be so funny. Could you imagine though, like
Man,
Draymond gets the post up and the nigga goes, "You too little, nigga. You too little." And the worst part is Klay can't even hold the 4 sign because he won the titles with the guy. So what is he supposed to say? He can't do anything.
he can't throw up the 4.
What? Bro, man. Tomorrow, chat. If you
It'll be a fun game.
Look,
Yeah.
listen. If you're listening to this podcast and it's gonna be out tomorrow, right? I'm gonna try to get it out as early as possible. I'm gonna get it out before I go to classes tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get it out as early as possible. Please join the playback for tonight. I mean tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Or actually, no, the day you're seeing this is the same day. So join the playback tonight, 10 p.m. Please. It will be jumping from start to finish, man. You need to pull up. It's going to be a game. Clay's return, serious. But we gotta actually talk about this. And it's 4:37 now. We started this podcast I want to say an hour and some change.
It's been a long pod.
Yeah, it's actually been a long pod because we covered a lot. But we'll get into this part because this was important. Anthony Slater put on an article and Gifted. I know you got it. Where he talked about the Klay stint post injury, pretty much from 2019 till now, the timeline, what happened, highlighting certain events. There's some things I actually didn't know about, and we're going to talk about it right now, briefly. And then once we talk about that, we'll talk about obviously the other games that are heading towards this week as well. We got Memphis and we got the Los Angeles Clippers. But yeah, man, it's going to be a pretty interesting week for us again. It'll be a huge game for the Warriors, who are playing some elite basketball right now, tied for first seed in the West, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken, right? Are they not?
Yeah.
Yep.
You sure?
It's them in Phoenix right now, so I can't complain right now, man. I cannot complain. I'm very very happy. I'm not gonna lie. You have it pulled up?
Yeah.
You want to share your screen?
Sure. I'm not quite sure where to navigate on here specifically, but I'll share my screen real quick.
We'll skim through. It's not like we're gonna go through the entire thing. Damn, they hit you with ads as well.
Yes, sir.
How big is the article?
So look, this is actually towards the bottom. The article starts up here, and when you scroll down, it goes
Can you zoom in?
this deep. Yeah, sure, I got you. I'll actually move this over to here so you can see it normal.
You can zoom in a little bit. Okay, never mind. That's fine. You still got to zoom in. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, still.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we can scroll down. Hold on a second here. I just want to see. Okay. Uh, should I actually read this quote that the Warriors World, shout out to Warriors World, got from the Slater report? But I don't want to start off backwards. Actually, never mind. Let's just not do that. We could just go through it. We can just skim through it quickly, and just start from the top and just work our way down. We'll make this quick. But yeah. Chris said, "Yo, Steph might be the primary defender on Klay because Wiggs is going to be on Luka and Melt's going to be on Kyrie." That is true. Oh my God, I'd even bag that.
Yeah, he will.
Steph will actually be the main defender for him tomorrow. Wow. What if they hit him with the Klay you're not starting tomorrow?
Or Draymond.
Nah. Who's going to be guarding?
Yeah,
Gafford?
Jay might help it off of Klay would be the funniest ever.
Yo,
Man.
he with us.
Jay might help it off of Klay would be the craziest. Oh my God,
that'd be the craziest thing, bro. Okay, so we can start off with this first segment here. But yeah, I'm gonna go through this really quickly. So Thompson made both free throws and tried to shamble back on defense, but that wasn't the plan. Kirk called for DeMarcus Cousins to take a foul, gifting Pascal Siakam 2 free throws so Thompson could finally go to the back and get his knee checked. And for those of you who don't know, this is 2019 of the NBA Finals, Game 6, where Klay had 30 and 3/4 and had the Oracle Arena absolutely jumping. And if you were to ask me, we would have probably won this series and actually came back from a 3-1 deficit, which probably to me would have been our best ring ever because of a 3-1 deficit with an injured KD. And I hobbled the Warriors team that beat one of the best modern defenses in NBA history. But obviously didn't happen. They ended up closing out on 6 games and Klay got hurt, unfortunately. So with that being said, as he walked past Kerr, Thompson told him, give me 2 minutes. He was determined to return for the start of the fourth quarter. That's when they did the ACL test. Kerr said, "I tore my ACL in college. The trainer can tell right away. They just put it up on a table and twist it a certain way. They know instantly." Which is actually insane because one test just determined your season being over. It's ridiculous. Word filtered back to Steve Kerr in the early fourth that Thompson was done. Thompson exited the arena on crutches and was taken to a nearby hospital for testing before the final buzzer. The Warriors up 85-80 when Thompson disappeared, lost the lead and the game and the title in the fourth quarter, which is a crazy stretch. I honestly think if he doesn't get hurt, we win the series, Kerr said. But that's just what we have to believe. No disrespect to Toronto. They were the better team and earned it. Injuries are a part of it, but I always believe if Klay had stayed healthy, we would have found a way because that's what that team did, which he's not lying about. Gifted, can you scroll real quick?
Yeah, I got you.
Chris, I don't know why you're saying we were up and Klay was going crazy. Steph wasn't even doing much that game.
I think we win the game. I don't know about the series.
I think we win that. I think we win that game.
Do you know how silent that Raptors locker room would have been in Game 7?
It would have been rough.
Bro, I know this because I live here. Obviously, Game 7 in this environment, I will say Toronto would have been a crazy game to play Game 7. But knowing this team, and if you just say it's a one game give or take, and Kawhi wasn't even doing much this series to begin with neither. Bro, I'm taking my team all the way. I am taking my team all the way, bro. All the way, bro. I'm saying because Kerr said Toronto was a better team. Obviously, they weren't. When we got KD back, we gave them belt to ass at Game 5 so fast. It was night and day different of what.
He just means overall as a roster they were a better team, which they were.
Like KD came in and hit two straight threes, and everybody was all of a sudden like, "Oh my God,
it's over."
They're about to come back from 3-1.
Yeah, that shit. We was putting absolute belt to ass, bro. It was crazy.
And I was the instant. Yeah. So I mean, hey.
Man. Okay, so we'll skip to this part right here. He wouldn't play another NBA game for 941 days, missing his 9th, 10th, and more than half of his 11th NBA season on the heels of 5 straight All-Star appearances. returning as a productive but understandably diminished player whose body needed far more routine maintenance. How old was he? Kurz asked. 29? Yes, Thompson turned 29 4 months before the ACL tear, which is actually crazy because this really took a lot of years off of him, man. And that's one of the things I genuinely feel bad about. But as he continues, he turned 29 4 months before the ACL tear. He was 30. When at the end of his ACL rehab process, he tore his Achilles, sending him into 14 more months of rehab, which for any player, it's just an extreme amount of patience and mental stability you need to have to be able to go through that. So shout out to Klay Thompson. And I'm gonna just skip this paragraph, the devastating part. Those next couple of years after the ACL, I think we would have been his absolute prime. Chris said that would have been the very best version of Klay. Which, to be honest with you, do you guys agree?
Yeah.
I mean, his best overall season, you could argue, was 19.
Was 19.
It was 19, and I thought if we actually got to see him more, I think he definitely would have been a player that a lot of people would have loved to see, especially offensively. But Kirk continued to say that would have been his best version of Klay. I think a part of the reason he struggled so much with it emotionally is that he knew those years were ripped from him by the injuries. He was really at the apex of his game. That's why it was so tough to see him suffer. He was distraught at times. Even last year, it was sad to me. He just had a really difficult time reconciling the injuries, which was obvious to everyone. If you were a Warriors fan at the time, and you saw this clear as day, it was a tough time for Klay, man. It was just I really felt bad for him. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I was very like harsh about his play, and I was just very competitive about my team winning, a part of me was very sad because I knew he was just trying to give it his all because of the injuries that he had. It was just sad to see. But Gifted, can you scroll down just a little bit more? Not this part. This part is just I think it's just word salad.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like that part was actually really.
You think that part's important?
Kinda.
Okay, Denver, you can continue reading actually because
Hold on. Wait, but this was go down. We already read this. Yeah, it was below this. Okay. Thompson signed a 5-year max extension a couple weeks after the 2019 ACL tear, an earned commitment to a living legend who had delivered so much production and financial value to the organization. He spent a large chunk of that next season mostly away from the Warriors, rehabbing out of Rick Celebrini's view. Celebrini is the team's respected lead medical decision maker. That was a mistake. Thompson would later admit, telling The Athletic in February 2022 that he was about 10 pounds over his normal playing weight when his Achilles popped during an unsanctioned pickup game in Los Angeles a month before his presumed return in 2020.
yeah.
I tried to go off on my own and do my own thing, seek out my own thing, Thompson told The Athletic in 2023. That backfired very badly, so I came crawling back to Rick, very apologetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Thompson was more present, more diligent, more patient during the second rehab process, but the agonizing weight wore on him. Cameras caught him in tears on the back of the bench during an April 2021 game. Steph Curry came over to console him. In 2021, 2 months prior to his return, he sat on the bench for a half-hour post-game with a towel over his head, overcome with emotion.
It's actually it was what game was this in particular that we played and we won?
Hold on.
It's been about 20 minutes since the game ended, and Thompson still has his towel over his head. Ah, man. Okay. Let's just.
So that was what, November 27th?
Yeah, November 27th. It could be checked to 26 too because it was posted at midnight, so it could be the day before. So it continues to say the work proved worth it though.
So that would be Portland. We played Portland that game.
Okay. So Gifted, if you could just right there. Okay. I'll skip the yeah, we don't need to read that. He just some stats that Anthony Slater was reading out. Let's just get to the quote from Steve Kerr, or sorry, from Thompson. I had a conversation with Kerr about just enjoying the last chapter of my career and how lucky I truly am to be playing this game, Thompson said, after a January 2024 game. Being a better mentor for the young guys, leading by example and having my energy right every game. He helped me realize that I do have negative energy, and how that affects the team in a poor manner, which is definitely a point of emphasis as to the departure, apparently. Um, okay, this is the important part, and with this, let's go through this properly. The contractual context didn't help. Thompson never liked the narrative that he owed the Warriors something for signing him to a max contract after the ACL tear. Considering all he'd done before it, Warriors leadership would privately note that half of the money contract, 2.5 years, was spent rehabbing. Extension talks staled prior to last season.
Stalled.
I thought I said staled. I'm not gonna lie. I need to actually start reading my glass. I need to start using my glasses more because my vision is starting to actually get cooked. There are my voice is so dry too. There are differing stories on the authenticity of the 2-year, $48 million reported offer. Thompson never felt a level of genuine desire from the front office or ownership to ensure a franchise legend remained around. When the summer came, they prioritized other pursuits, and Thompson decided to depart before giving them a chance to circle back. So, just to put into context, I remember when I think it was the 2022, 2023, 2023 year, and it was like the off season, and people were saying Klay's going to get a 2-year 48 because they want to be able to sign guys, and people were like, well, give him the max. And like, it was a bit of an issue because if you give him the max, we can't compete because it's second apron and you have other contracts. And that was just a bit of an issue. So then that stalled out. We played throughout the entire season. And from my perspective, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, the contract talks kind of just like they came back up, but they weren't really like a thing, a point of emphasis during the year. Like they weren't. So yeah, man, it was definitely stalled. It didn't seem like the Warriors really cared. And it seemed like Thompson was bothered by it, but it didn't look like he was really like having an issue because he kept saying, "Oh, we'll get there when we'll get there," and so was the front office. So it looked like they were on the same page, but really and truly, they never were. Even after we lost to the Lakers in the second round. So, Gifted, you're not Gifted. Yeah, Gifted, you could continue, man. It's popcorn reading.
Okay. Do you mind if I start with the bitterness paragraph?
Yeah, sure.
In his final season, bitterness had grown. Kerr began closing without Thompson on the floor on certain nights and replaced him with the rookie B-Pods in the starting lineup in February. These demotions stung, and wounds still appear unhealed. When approached in Dallas back in the preseason, he declined to speak about it. I'm not talking about the past, Thompson said. There's always stuff as a coach, you know, you look back and you go, man, I wish I had done this or said that, Kerr said. But there's nothing that keeps me up at night. Everybody's life and career arc is different. I think Klay made the right decision going to Dallas. Just seeing him the last couple of years, I think he needed a fresh start. As current Laker made clear in separate interviews with The Athletic last week, nothing about the end should taint the greatness of Thompson's run with the Warriors. He's a statue player. Shout out D-Wade, who will be welcomed with a celebration on Tuesday. The franchise is giving out Captain Klays to every fan in attendance. Lakers' first Thompson memory was in college. He's a huge Stanford fan. He watched Thompson, a star at Washington State, drop 21 points in a row win in Maples Pavilion. My son Kent, who's currently in the front office, shout out nepotism, was young at the time. He said, I remember him telling me, if we don't draft Klay Thompson, I'll never talk to you again. So
no, that's crazy. I'll never talk to you again. It's insane. Okay.
I mean, hey, he knew ball.
If you could scroll a little bit, because I think they talk about like the picks and stuff. He was wearing a sleeve. Okay, the Warriors Cherry Foundations. Okay. Right here. This is perfect. This is
right here. Yeah.
This is the meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chilton. So Thompson and Kerr had breakfast in Manhattan Beach in late June. Kerr made the drive up from San Diego. He wanted to reiterate to Thompson that while everything was still in flux, he valued him and wanted him back. They talked a little bit about the contractual situation. Kerr laid out the reality of his future with the Warriors. It'd probably include a fluctuating role, perhaps off the bench. So Kerr drove up to Manhattan to go see Klay. He wanted to just let him know, like, hey, I know things have not been really going the way you want it to go, but I just want to let you know I really want you to stay. And what your role is going to look like going forward. They had a discussion, and just to reiterate again, he was saying pretty much, we want you to come off the bench. You know what I mean? I think you'll be most productive as a bench player. And so, as it continues, at the end of breakfast, he said, I think it's time. I think I'm going to go to Dallas, Kerr said. I understood. I completely understood. Sometimes a fresh start can be healthy. I think it was the right decision for him. So he made his mind up already by saying he wants to go to Dallas, which is pretty interesting. So it continues to say, many within the Warriors had seen the move coming and had privately been predicting it for months. Lacob has maintained that it hit him as a surprise, which is definitely not a surprise because he's the one who didn't want to pay him. The front office had hinted that the plans was to bring a market offer back to him later in free agency. What that basically means is they were going to determine what his contract was based off of his value within the market. And they did that. I think they came back with around the same, like $24 million, $25 million, something like that. Even, I'm gonna be honest, to me, I don't think he's worth 25 mil. But again, that's his market value. The reality never panned out. He returns to the face of the Warriors in a Mavericks jersey on Tuesday night. It was weird seeing number 31, Curry said. I hate that. This will be as emotional as anything we've ever experienced, I think, in my time here, Kerr said. I think I'll be even more emotional than his return to play. Obviously, now there's
not to be that guy.
Yeah.
But this can't be the most emotional thing that you've ever experienced, considering that you just had a coach pass away less than a year ago.
To be like, I think I don't want to be like, oh, there's levels to this, because that's just rude. A man passing away is extremely emotional by all means. And it was. I remember Steve Kerr, Draymond, there's a lot of people actually crying that night because he meant a lot to the organization. He taught Kevon Looney the school of screening, all that stuff. It was really important. He was the coach for the bigs, bro. He was important. But if you add into context everything that this team went through, from when Klay got drafted to the front office to the build up to the championships to the changes in the environment to Klay even coming back and even winning a title the same year to the emotional roller coaster the following 2 years, and him even leaving to Dallas to, some may say, like the guard Steph Curry passed the torch to, and Luka Doncic, like, it has a lot of build up towards it. So I can see emotions definitely being heightened in this game, absolutely. But to continue, because I'm trying to get this shit wrapped up, I'm not gonna lie. Kerr said, I forgot where I actually left off. Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it's right here. It's the second paragraph. Some of the stuff we're talking about here today is not a secret, Lacob said. People kind of understand from both sides some of the issues that kind of happened. But I do think everyone still loves the history. You can't take away what he meant to the franchise. Honestly, to me, as an owner, very, very important. He's the first guy we ever drafted. I'm not just saying this. I really did feel like he was a son. Regardless of anything, how it ended, didn't end, whatever. That doesn't matter. It's an important moment. It's an important day. And as you continue to scroll, it was a Steph Curry interviews talking about he doesn't know what it's going to be like when on Tuesday night, and it still feels kind of weird. I think for Steph, he will be probably the most emotional. It's your running mate. It's the guy like Splash Bros. He had a whole brand with him. Like, it's a bit of an interesting one. And for Steph, it's just going to be like, bro, like, I have no idea. I think it's still kind of like the season's been going by so fast for the Warriors. I don't even think he still had time to process. Like, Klay's really not on this team. And it might hit him all in one night over tomorrow, like, genuinely. So, Klay.
Man, fuck that. We competing.
Yeah, but Klay, again, being petty, just another game in November. Why lie? You know that's not true. It's not just another game. But yeah, you know what the funny part is? He's gonna be playing more years in this league. Like, so every time we see him, are we gonna have a little celebration? I don't know. But that's pretty much it for the article. We'll talk about these two games quickly just to go over. And bro, I'm fasting right now. I need to break my fast, but my tongue is beyond dry. But let me just get through this really quickly because we need to the chat. That's not sus, bro. Y'all need to chill out. But I haven't drank water because I'm fasting, bro. Like,
right.
The gifted, don't hit me. Don't do that.
What, bro? What did I do? What did I do?
Nah, don't do that.
And it said right. I agree with you.
You know what you did. Don't do that.
You started out by saying, "Oh,
yeah." Like, don't do that. Bro.
Interesting.
Anyways, So we got 2 games this week to cover. Dallas and Memphis. Dallas is tomorrow, of course, the big
Both
headline.
in season.
And wait, the Memphis game is an in-season tournament as well?
Yep.
It is? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Okay, whatever, man. Luckily, we have a little bit of a break though. Wednesday, Thursday, we get off. Then we play them on Friday. But again, Memphis, I'm not really gonna get into. I expect to win. Pure belt to ass. I don't give a fuck about Zach Edey. I don't give a fuck about Ja. I don't give a fuck about none of these niggas.
Yeah, that's cool. That's not belt to ass.
That's
to
cool.
Me.
It's all dandy. I don't see these niggas as no, and I don't see these niggas as no. I'm talking crazy right now. When we do the pod, it's gonna be like 80 to,
listen,
it's gonna be like 80 to 140.
We
I didn't
said
say
the
the same thing about the Cavs. No.
We said the same thing. Hang on for a minute, KB. I remember we said the same thing last year with Ja not playing, and they beat our ass with
Bro,
Jacob
Gilliard. Though, listen,
Gilliard.
I'm gonna say this.
Got cooked by Gilliard. He took Steph lunch. You remember that?
The midget?
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
Steph got a shot blocked by him.
He did.
I'm not talking about that, bro. I'm talking about we're not the same team. All right. I'm not.
They're not the same team either.
We not the same team. We're not the same team. We own Memphis, bro. We own a lot of property across the United States. Okay. Memphis.
All right, man. Okay.
We have to get the job done. I don't expect anything else but a W on that.
I think that's the trap game. You ask me.
You think so?
Didn't Memphis beat us like 3 out of?
They definitely have. I don't know why KB act like that shit. Just
Listen,
they certainly have.
None of that matters. Clean slate, nigga.
Okay.
Friday is hoop. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
All right.
Dallas, I want us to go 2-0. Ideally, if we have a split, I'll take it. I don't care what the split it will be, but if we get 1 win and loss, I'll take it. I don't mind. Because you just had to be honest with you, just had a stretch where you played Boston, Cleveland, OKC, Dallas, and Memphis. And if honestly you come out of that stretch 6-1, we're gonna have some serious conversations. Some serious conversations need to be had.
I don't know how serious it's gonna be for me. Yeah, cool team.
So you were not. If you told me before the season started that we were gonna go 6-1 in the stretch where we played Boston, Cleveland, OKC, Memphis, and Dallas.
So 6-1 will put us at 10-2.
Yes.
Yeah, 10-2. Yeah.
It's a serious conversation.
And then you're playing.
You're playing a stretch where you play the Clippers, who again are
Clippers, Hawks, Pels.
Our
Nets.
Our second stretch in November is way harder, by the way.
Yeah,
when you look at it.
Of course.
No, from November.
Really, the entire month of December is
it's going to be insane. From
playoff
November
teams every single night.
From November 25th until thing is going to just be crazy.
It's up.
It's up.
It's up. Yeah, for sure.
We got to handle business, man. That's just how it is. The West is tough, but again, let's handle business. Hopefully, we get a win. I'm calling dibs on VIP already. Not gonna lie. We got you for tomorrow again. You're always here.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah, we got you.
We were 2-1 against Memphis last year.
I'll be honest. Can we just say this really? Actually, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna save that for later. Never mind. But with that being said, we're gonna call it, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. A lengthy pod today covering a lot of topics. So, that means a lot of editing for me. Yay! Not happy. But yeah, man. Like I said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it to the end of the video, shout out Puma. Anyways, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notification if you haven't already. Gifted Denver, any words?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Catch us tomorrow for the live game. Catch us weekly here for the pods. Like I said, man, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been KB. It's been my guys, Denver, Gifted. Like I said, man, we out.
Yeah, my bad. My PC keeps tripping out every time I try to share.
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. It doesn't matter, man. It's all good. Technical difficulty, but we strive through. Like, comment, and subscribe, chat. We out. Peace and love. Sayonara.